Welcome to Fab Lab, where we show you the cool ways science, tech, and innovation are making our world a better place to live. I'm Asia.
I'm Carrie.
I'm Nick.
I'm Kara.
And our special guest, Tara Lipinski.
From the campus of Caltech,
it's Fab Lab.
So we're at Fab Lab. What are some of the stories that we should talk about today?
I've got a pretty good one. Okay, so apparently there's a fungus wiping out all of the bananas of the world.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Whoa, that's bananas. But drop the mic, I'm done.
Okay, so what about the water crisis? I mean, we're slowly dripping, running out of water.
Yeah,
especially here in California. It's a huge
Anti-drought.
drought.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I mean, robots. So many things we can talk about robots.
Yes. Go on and on about
Outer
that.
space
Yeah.
robots.
Yeah.
I love robots, but I was thinking it might be fun to kind of talk about man's best friend. Like I was looking online and I found that there's all these really cool technologies for your dog.
Okay, that's it. I think we
love
should just
dogs.
discuss dogs today.
Who doesn't love dogs?
Actually, I have a story about this adorable dog. His name is Derby. He was born with deformed front legs, and he was actually almost euthanized, but then he was fostered by this amazing woman named Tara, and she actually used a 3D printer to get him new legs. So here's a little more on Derby.
I follow a rescue group called Peace and Paws, and I literally cried every time I saw the photo, and about the 18th time, I had to try and do something to help. The rescue group and I talked, and I was like, look, I kind of have this idea, and they were like, what is 3D printing? And I was just watching him, and I sketched something out, and I talked to a few of the modelers, and I'm like, let's see if we can model this out. And then to see him run down a street, the rush of emotions is just sort of overwhelming. Being able to solve problems that you see day to day is what draws me into the sciences. He's just the most lovable, full of life dog I think I've ever met. And I had no idea that this would be the end result of it.
You know, he can get out there, he can play with other dogs, he can run in the grass, he can run up hills. Before that, he was limited as to where he could go. So it was just great seeing how much he could do.
That's pretty awesome. He's like basically Wonder Dog.
But you know what's cool is that now there is actually technology available and cheaper technology to be able to come up with these kinds of quick fixes like 3D printing.
3D printing creates this ability that didn't have any sort of avenue before. It allows you to print whatever you want, however you want. So if you can dream it up, you can basically print it.
With 3D printing, that you can do that now.
It's a very accessible
Yes.
thing.
And I think it's cool to see a fellow lady, doing that on
Yeah,
true.
yeah, it's pretty great.
Not to toot my own horn, but like, I really like this topic. That's why I pitched it, and there's a lot more to talk about.
A lot more doggy dish to talk about when we come back.
Does your dog miss you during the day? We have the solution for that. Don't go away. Support for Fab Lab comes from our friends at Samsung Solve for Tomorrow, Lenovo Fab Finder, Brocade, Ally Bank, and the Good Entertainment Foundation.
All right, we're back and we got lots to talk about.
Today is definitely all about the underdogs. Yeah?
Yep, that it is.
I actually saw this great story about a girl named Brooke Martin, who at only 14 years old invented IC Pooch, a device that helps you connect with your dog in an effort to ease separation anxiety.
Wow.
Isn't that
That's
crazy?
pretty awesome.
It's really common that when you leave your dog home for a long time, it suffers from separation anxiety. I think something like 12 million dogs actually suffer from this. I know my dog does.
And you rip stuff up too.
They
You leave
do.
them.
They get
Yeah.
destructive, they get sad. So she was like, okay, how do I connect with my dog, reassure him, make him comfortable when I'm not there? Well, I want him to see me. I want him to hear my voice, and I also want to be able to give him treats. So check out her story. It's so sweet.
Hi, my name is Brooke Martin. This is my dog, Kayla. She is such an amazing dog, and we feel so lucky to have her. The past few years, our family schedule has gotten busier and busier. It seemed like we were hardly ever home. Kayla really had anxiety issues when we would leave her alone. Not only did she seem depressed, but she also started misbehaving and was often destructive, traits of canine separation anxiety. I wanted to do something to help her and other dogs. I came up with an idea for a product that would let me connect with her anytime or anywhere. With the help of my dad, I built a series of prototypes in our garage. IC Pooch uses your home's Wi-Fi network. It's so easy to stay connected with your dog. Just place a smartphone or tablet on the face of Icy Pooch and it's ready to go. You can also deliver a treat with the push of a button. Since we've started using Icy Pooch, we've seen such positive changes in Kayla's behavior and she seems so much happier.
Aww, so sweet. But you do know, separation anxiety isn't just for dogs, you know? I'm pretty sure that people could use this too. You know, Icy Pooch, you know, like, it could work.
Go on.
For people?
Yes.
It's called Icy Pooch.
Right. But
okay.
People also have separation anxiety. I think it's a good fit.
But you know, when you talk, it delivers a treat, like a dog treat.
Right, so instead of like a dog treat, it could be like, you know, Sour Patch Kids or Skittles.
So Nick,
or...
do you feel like there's a little bit of separation anxiety happening because we're not a little bit closer?
I do, yeah, like a little bit.
Would this make you feel better?
Oh my gosh, a cookie!
Yeah!
Wow, I'm just so...
Look at that smile, guys.
Wow, man, you guys are great.
You really do look like a happy dog right now. Guys, you know, the innovation of teens like Brooke, like, it's pretty mind-blowing, the type of things that they're doing. I mean, they're basically coming up with patent-worthy ideas. It's really, really impressive. And I'm pretty sure we've got a lot more geniuses and more stories coming, right?
Coming up on Fab Lab, it's Bark Buddy. See what your smartphone can do.
Like the best types of room service that you can get at the best hotels. We have been uncovering the cool world of science and technology. Who's got the next best?
Oh, I got a great story. Every human needs a dog, right? And dogs need humans too. So I also found this awesome app. It's called Bark Buddy. And basically what it does, it zeroes in on location and you go onto the app, you scroll through, you see a dog that you really love. It's like love at first sight, right? And you look at their profile and you get to adopt the dog right on the app.
We created Bark Buddy because we were trying to find a way to solve the problem that a lot of dogs in the US get euthanized each year. A lot of people, when they think about rescue dogs, it's that it's kind of crazy dogs living from the street. 20% of them are purebreds, and so even if you have a very specific idea what dog you want, you can get them from a shelter. We built the app and called it Tinder for Dogs and got a lot of attention around it. Now we have a lot of people now striving left and right to find a dog that's available for rescue in their area.
And so it really is just really awesome. It's like a dating app for...
Yeah, it's like Rintin Tinder. Rintin Tinder!
You know, it gives you a chance to really find, if you're looking for a rescue dog, you know, sometimes you know what you want, and you don't want to get stuck with a dog that you know no history about, you don't know anything about them. So this really allows you to go in and find out more about the dog that you really want and something that will really match.
I love that. Like, you want a Goldie, you want a Corgi, instead of having to go to a breeder where they're making more dogs.
Yeah.
You can find a dog that's an orphan who doesn't have a mommy and daddy, and you can go adopt him.
Yeah, especially I feel like a lot of people, like if you're the type of person who needs a hypoallergenic dog because you have allergies, you know, you might even just be hesitant to get one because you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to go to all these different shelters. But if you're able to plug in the type of breed that you're looking for, you're able to get it and you're still getting a rescue dog, which is great.
All right, guys, who's next? Who's got another story?
Ooh, I've got this one. Okay, it's all about tech. All right, it's wearable technology for service dogs. So a bunch of research scientists came together and they created this new tech, right? And it's called FIDO. It's an acronym for Facilitating Interactions for Dogs with Occupations.
I've seen this.
Yes.
So it's for working dogs, whether it's a seeing eye dog, a dog for somebody in the deaf community.
Correct.
It's a way for them to interact with their owners or their masters.
See, when you said dogs with occupations, I was literally picturing a dog with like a paper route.
The thing that is great about this is, you know, so far all of these stories have been about how we can help our pups. And this is about how dogs are helping us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I need your attention.
We have a very small computer that's integrated into the dog's vest. It's attached to a sensor, which is activated when the dog tugs it. That computer could do a number of things, including calling 911. Alert has been sent. There's a doorbell that rang, and that message would go to either my cell phone or to maybe a head-mounted display. But what if it's a fire alarm? It's really hard for a dog to take you to the source of a fire alarm, so he's going to pull a different tab on his vest for that message, and that'll tell us to get out of the building, so I can make a much better decision on how to react. Good job, buddy.
So it can call 911, right? It can be in touch with the fire department. It could even activate Siri or maybe like even order you a pizza. you know, it's a possibility. Just saying, you know,
Priorities.
as technology.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Dogs and technology, I mean, that is one smart dog to be able to send those kind of messages.
So guys, we have a lot more amazing stories about dogs, about how amazing they are, how incredible they are for people, for the world in general.
And I have one. I have a really good story. I'm so excited about it.
Sweet.
Okay, perfect.
Hold that thought. We're gonna get right to it. We will be right back, okay?
I will try.
Stay tuned for a cool canine brainstorm at our lunchroom launchpad. And Olympic champion and dog lover Tara Lipinski visits Fab Lab.
So we've been sharing some really awesome stories today about how dogs are using technology to make the world a better place. Wouldn't you guys agree? It's been great, right?
Definitely.
Any of you guys have any other stories?
I actually do. And the cool thing about this story is it's less about tech and more about biology. I've actually got the scoop on some poop. Actually, at the University of Washington, they have a conservation canines program.
What is a conservation canine?
It's the coolest thing ever, right? This is a dog that's helping with conservation efforts, and in this situation, what they're doing is they're able to sniff out the DNA in the poop of various species. Yeah, and identify different species. So let's say that there are poachers that are going after a type of elephant, or whalers are going to try and kill these whales.
Like
the
Moby
dogs,
Dick.
like Moby Dick, more like Whale Wars.
Oh, okay,
A little more like
gotcha.
Whale Wars. The dogs can actually, you know, stick their noses overboard, smell the whale poop because it rises to the surface. Crazy.
My name is Julianne Udigo. I'm an employee for the University of Washington Center for Conservation Biology. I'm a dog handler and wildlife biologist for the Conservation Canine Program at the center. The program was created in order to do wildlife research in a new and better way. The new method uses dogs to detect the scat or feces of wildlife. And this is actually a really, really cool method because not only can we find out more about animals by collecting the scat, but we're able to do the work non-invasively, meaning the animals that we're researching don't even know that we're out there researching them. That not only could you get hormones from the scat, but you could also get a lot of other information, like what they're eating. You could find out what diseases they carried. You could get their DNA and identify how this individual was different from the other individuals in an area. And by finding the scat in different areas, you learn about where the animal has been. We are able to use rescue dogs that come from shelters or people who can no longer take care of their dogs. And so we're able to take high energy, homeless dogs, give them a job that helps us do wildlife research in a totally new and better way.
That's like a doggy private eye. That's also like a CSI investigator. I mean, that's pretty, I mean, their parents will be incredibly proud, right? You can't not be like, well, you weren't a lawyer or a doctor. You're just like, Dad, I'm a dog and I'm a private eye.
You know what I love about Fab Lab is that we really celebrate the idea that everyone has something unique in their head that's worth sharing that can help your local community and really even change the world. So Asia, you got to spend some time with a group of young girls, didn't you?
I did, at Samsung's Solve for Tomorrow's Lunchroom Launchpad. Check it out. I'm here at Solve for Tomorrow's Lunchroom Launchpad, where we've gathered a team of teens to brainstorm. This is a place where everyone gets to say, follow me. Who here has a dog? Okay, how can dogs help people help make the world a better place?
It can help people with certain conditions track blood sugar and when the person is going to have a seizure.
Since dogs can go into other places, we could try like scouting with them with GoPros.
In the military, they're used very frequently, like the Navy SEALs, and how they can detect landmines, and that would help us if we could communicate with them somehow.
You know, if they could somehow duplicate how a dog communicates into a device.
There would be like a collar with a speaker. The speaker could like say it in human language, of course, so then we could know what they want.
That is the Frisbee. Another good idea might be an app like Find My Dog, and that would be pretty good for the owners because they could track their dog.
What kinds of things can we do to help the dogs?
With prosthetic limbs.
Okay, how do we get the prosthetic limb?
3D printing.
And it would be very helpful to use 3D printing because then you could get the exact measurements of the dog's other legs.
Alrighty, you guys did such an awesome job brainstorming. Everyone was really engaging and had some great ideas. So thank you so much for being a part of the Fab Lab. All right. Oh. Seriously, guys, those kids blew me away. They were so smart and so innovative. It was so much fun.
So cool, Asia. And we've had a lot of really cool stories about science, tech, and dogs, and we have Tara Lipinski, who's stopping by.
Shut up!
I know.
That is awesome.
I know. A lot more stuff to come.
Coming up on Fab Lab, Olympic champion and dog lover Tara Lipinski stops by.
Guys, we're back, and from Derby the Wonder Dog with his adorable 3D printed prosthetics all the way to the poo-sniffing detectives, we've been covering a lot of really cool cutting-edge innovation, and especially in the realm of dogs.
Yeah.
My favorite kind.
And we're not alone on this quest with Tara Lipinski.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
Tara.
Thanks for having me. I love your show. It's so cool what you're doing with science and animals. Big dog lover here.
Nice.
Yay. Had dogs my entire life. Love Derby the dog, but I have a favorite. Vincent the cat.
Vincent the cat. He's so cute.
Right.
It always really impresses me how easily these animals pick it up once they have these prostheses.
It's also nice to know as a dog owner and pet owner that there's something out there, a solution like this.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another cool story. The beak for Beauty the bald eagle. What's really cool is a 3D printer made that beak.
And so cool because an animal like that, a wild animal, it's not domestic. If you don't improve the beak, it probably wouldn't ever be able to catch its own food.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
How many dogs were rescued from shelters last year?
I'm gonna go crazy number like 10,000.
Do the math.
You think that's a crazy number?
Yeah,
I was gonna
10,000
go
sounds high.
really crazy, like
Carry the 4.
2 million.
2 million? 10,000, 2 million.
Wait, hey, you're a little low. Come
all
on.
the
Going
dogs.
with 79,524.
No.
And I'm going to go with the Price is Right method, which is to always just go $1 higher than that. So 79,000.
She said 2 million.
2 million won.
Oh.
2 million won.
Okay, 1.4 million.
1.4
really
million
good.
dogs.
That's incredible, though.
That's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many orphan dogs out there.
Absolutely, and like the app like Bark Buddy definitely helps with that.
So now I have my favorite tech gadgets for pets. You ready for the first one?
Yes.
Okay, Pet Pace. Can you guess what this is?
Pace, like a distance tracker.
They're
No.
tracking-
Okay,
Pacemaker.
All right, I'll let you guys know. Collar. It's a health monitor. So it tells you if your dog is sick, measures its pulse, its temperature.
Super important. Make sure they don't skip school.
I have a second one here.
Okay.
Tail lights.
Tail lights.
I know, I kind of like how I'm quizzing you guys just to kind of guess what this would be.
What?
Horses, tail lights.
Horses.
Interesting. How does that work?
You just put LED lights on its tail, and the horse gets home safe.
So it doesn't get like hit by a car.
It doesn't get hit by
Right.
a car.
It's like putting
So it
lights
goes
on the
both
back of your
ways.
bike.
Yeah. See, that's important.
It's
like
kind of
rural
pretty. I feel like
areas.
it's also like a fashion
Yeah.
accessory.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tara, for sharing your innovative stories. They were awesome. Today has been a ode to our four-legged friends.
Yeah, and thank you guys for letting me pitch the topic, for going with me on that. We didn't even get to cover all of the great stories out there about our cuddly friends. So for more, you can always go to FabLabTV.com.
I'm gonna check that
Awesome.
out.
Yeah, because here at Fab Lab, we are always celebrating the discoveries that make a world of difference.
It takes vision to create a Fab Lab mission.
Till next time, the magic will continue here at Fab Lab.
Should we
so
like
let's-
close this out with a selfie?
Yes, we should. Okay,
time.
perfect.
I'm with you.
Yes.
All right.
Your thumb is just, it's over the. Do we have a tally in the amount of times we've said Yorkie poo today?
It's a real dog name.
Like, I'm curious to know
It's a Yorkie Poo Poo Challenge.
a Yorkie poo 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 challenge.
Yes.
It works for me.
Yes.